In this week's episode of Working with Todoist, I want to talk to you about getting your labels right. Hello and welcome to episode 155 of my Working with Todoist series. My name is Carl Pauline, and in this week's episode I want to do something a little bit different and just talk to you about the importance of getting your labels right for you. Now, this is a mistake that I made many years ago before I actually started using Todoist, and I was using OmniFocus, and actually before that I think I was using Things 2, not Things 3. And I had read the book Getting Things Done by David Allen, and I had taken to heart the idea of context, which essentially means that you create a set of contents or lists which revolve around the place, the work, or the place, the tool, or the person that you are needing to speak to. So essentially, if you needed to go to the department store, then you would have a context of department store, so that when you are at the department store, you would just open up that list and it would give you the list of all the things you needed to do while you were at the department store. Equally, you could have a label or context, as they're called in Getting Things Done, of at office. And that would be a list of all the things that you can do while you're at the office. You see, the thinking behind context, and therefore in Todoist we call them labels, is that you put these lists together based on the tools that you need to do the task, or the person you need to see in order to do the task, or the place you need to be to do the task. And it's really that quite simple. So what I wanted to do in this episode, before instead of going into Todoist and showing you just another way of organizing your Todoist, is just to explain how you can set up your labels that work actually for you. Now, before we get into this, I would just like to say, if you like this video, please click on the like button below, and if you haven't subscribed to my channel yet, please subscribe. Okay, so what I really want to do today is to explain about the labels. Now, the labels is really... Okay, I'm not a big believer in labels, but that's simply because of the way that I work. I have a home office and I work from my home office. So essentially, when it comes to work, all I need is a label that says home office, because I have my phone with me, my computer with me. I can do everything that I want to do. I even record these videos in my home office. So audio visual, for example, is all done in my office. So essentially, I don't have a need for a lot of different labels. But what I want to do is just to give you some ideas about setting up your own labels so that they actually work for you. Now, originally there was the original to Getting Things Done labels, and these are all related like to at office, at computer, at phone, or we would call it at calls, at agendas, which would be work. And these were great back in 2001. And the reason for that was because if I needed to do a business email, I needed to be in the office with my office computer, because this was before we had email on our mobile phones. It was the early 2000s. But things have changed, things have moved on. Now we have email with us everywhere we go, for example. So I don't really need a label at email, because it would be pointless, because I can do email anywhere. I can do it from my phone, my tablet, or my computer, so it doesn't really matter. So what you want to be thinking about is the kind of things, the kind of work that you do, and how that can be used as a label. So one of the things that could be is, yeah, sure, you could have at home, at office, and that's essentially it. You might wish to have one at calls, particularly if you're one of those people who has to make a lot of telephone calls throughout the day. But a lot of the clients I work with really are not moving about that much these days in terms of their work. So here's just a few ideas that you could use. One of them is energy levels. Because I think this is actually a really good idea. It's not something I actually use, but having energy levels. So you could have high energy tasks, medium energy tasks, and low energy tasks. High energy tasks is when you've got full of energy and your brain is fresh and you can just get those big work tasks done. Another one could be the medium energy levels. And these would be ideal for the afternoons when you've had a big carbohydrate rich lunch and you're feeling a little bit but you still have enough energy left inside you to get some of those medium tasks done. And of course the low energy tasks, the tasks that don't need either a lot of mental energy or physical energy. It could be just like having a quick tidy up of your office, it could be making your bed in the morning, or it could be anything like that, but simple low level energy tasks. So that's one way, is create labels around energy levels. Another way would be to use the Eisenhower matrix. Now, the Eisenhower matrix is essentially a grid of 4 squares, and they're divided into important and urgent, important, not urgent, not important, urgent, and not important, not urgent. So the 4 things. And basically what you do is you put your tasks into that square. Now, I like this idea for context or labels in Todoist because it actually helps you. You can decide, okay, let's have a look at what's important and urgent, and you can get those tasks done. They can be like red flagged if you like, but they could also have the label. You could also make sure that you're mixing things up on your day-to-day list by using the date function together with your labels function. So there's a lot of ways that you can actually utilize the Eisenhower matrix. So there's just 3 things that you can use labels for. As I say, now they're in 2018, I think labels are becoming less important simply because we now have the technology to be able to do a lot of the things that we actually had to be in a specific place when the original Getting Things Done book was written. But still, I think labels have a very useful function. For me, I use labels essentially to, one of the labels I have is routines, because then I can use the filters in Todoist to remove the labels from my daily view so that I can get on with the important work throughout the day, and then at the end of the day I can look at my routines and get on with those, because the routines don't take my life further forward, and I really want to be focused on those tasks when I am at my when my energy levels are low at the end of the day. My most important tasks I want to get done throughout the day when I'm at my most energetic. So I really wanted to have a little bit of a different format today. Rather than taking you into Todoist specifically to show you various things or ways of doing it, I wanted you to have a think about the labels that you're using. You do need to get your labels focused in on what you do, how you work, and where you want to be. It's no good creating labels that are based on somebody else's labels, because their life is different to yours. They have a different job probably. They have a different kind of social life to you. They have different interests. So feel free to create the labels that you want for yourself, but they need to be specific to the way that you work and the way that you live your life. Okay, thank you very much for watching this episode of Todoist, Working with Todoist. It just remains for me now to wish you all a very, very productive week.